So I'm here on Philip's dumbass response video again because I wanted to make a response that actually had good audio. And oh man, I was gonna skip this ad before I did this video, but the absolute brain rot that is this ad. It's an ad about a browser extension to block YouTube ads. How did this get greenlit, YouTube? How did this get greenlit? How did this being on your platform get greenlit? Oh man, I don't know why Honey's on here now, but let's get this out of here.
Now that everyone's fallen for my trap of conspiracy theories and misinformation, I can destroy society through open-mindedness and free thinking.
Oh, hey, you got me. Turns out I'm an evil conspiracy theorist that spreads lies and misinformation for money and fun. And I just wanted to clear up a few things, the direction I'll be going in moving forward, and what I think of my #1 diehard superfan, Milo. Because I actually don't have a problem with him or any of his videos. Okay, I lied. I've got one problem with them, and I'll tell you exactly what that is. First of all, let me debunk him for a change, because ironically, a lot of things have been said about me and my platform that are just blatantly not true, so it's
blatantly not true? That's a stretch.
It's time to debunk some of your myths. In case you didn't know, I've been topping the charts on this channel lately for a few of the theories that I talk about on mine. Which, by the way, congrats and you're welcome for your second most viewed video of all time and counting. Right behind...
Which was done because he already has a massive fan base, and people have been waiting for this shit for, dare I say, years? Considering how many of your TikToks he's had to get through on his channel and his shorts on his TikTok as well. I mean, dude, this has been a long time coming.
The dismantling of who was probably another evil misinformation conspiracy theorist, Graham Hancock. Kind of an honor to stand beside him. Now,
that is not an honor. That is not an honor, because Graham Hancock, he gets away with what he does by being a manipulative asshole. That's what he does. By molding the subconscious of other people so that they like him. It's a pretty desperate move, to be honest.
Who the hell even am I, and what do I talk about? To put it simply, my channel, in a nutshell, is interesting shit that blows my mind. Sometimes, there'll be cool science facts. Other times, there'll be archaeological mysteries and urban myths.
Yeah, but when you don't do enough research to find out that a lot of the shit you talk about has already been debunked, people start to call you a conspiracy theorist. Because you don't do the work to find out what you're saying is untrue. Secondarily, even if you did do the research, that doesn't make it better, because that means you're intentionally peddling bullshit.
If you're a fan of fun, theoretical, and speculative theories that tickle the brain and make you go down deep rabbit holes that blow your mind, it might be for you. And if you're not, then maybe it's not. Let's get right to it. When my channel was analyzed, this false narrative of me being this good-hearted guy who only ever talked about science and space and history that slowly turned to the dark side of conspiracy theories and misinformation for profit and clout is just not true. Firstly, I live in Canada. The TikTok Creator Fund isn't even open here. I've made a total of $0 from the platform, and my YouTube doesn't even meet the criteria for monetization yet. Meaning
Ah, man. I went over this in my response video. The audio quality was garbage, so I'll go over it again. There are more things that you can get out of doing YouTube videos than just monetary gain. Like I mentioned in my original response video, the reason why I love doing this is because of the attention. although that's not why I do this, it is a very, very intoxicating benefit. The fact that people who don't even know you can come across your channel and like what you do is it lights up the brain in a way that is really hard to come by. It's really hard to come by, and to see that people have watched literal hours worth of time on my videos is just fantastic. And we'll get into a little bit more of that, but let's let him talk a little bit more.
Haven't received a penny from any of my views. Yes, surprise, surprise, I make these videos for fun. They're all topics that I'm genuinely passionate and just love talking about, not something that I pretend to like for views. I've always loved a good mystery or conspiracy theory for like the past 15, 20 years now. It's just in the core of who I am. And I've actually always made these types of videos since the very start of my channel in the beginning of 2023. Yes, my third video ever was a conspiracy about simulation theory, which also got a fuck ton of hate, but that's just the nature of these controversial topics. I'm used to it. Then I made a video about...
Yeah, he's going out of his way to kind of shut down the real reason why people are criticizing him, by just going, oh yeah, it's just hate. Which, oh yeah, of course people are gonna get hate. And it's just... It's not being honest about the real reason why people are calling you a fucking liar. And I think now's a good time as ever to mention the fact... Actually, you know what? I know he gets to it later, so I'm gonna talk about it then.
Of UFOs, another one about a UFO sighting, more simulation theory, aliens, a video about AI taking over the world, even more simulation theory, a 3-part series about the CIA declassifying a book that talks about the end of the world, the Adam and Eve story, one about the long-lost mythical 8th continent of Mu, simulation theory again, and then finally my 2-part Easter Island series, which was claimed to be my first conspiracy video ever, which, by the way, these were all within the first 2.5 months of me starting.
Okay, so here he's talking, and he's going to continue talking about what he calls the false narrative of him being a fun-loving guy who loves science being corrupted into a guy who talks into conspiracy theories. And while, yes, he does still make science videos, and while, yes, he has been doing the conspiracy theories for almost since his TikTok was created, I would like to mention a couple things. And on the first point, the ratio of bullshit conspiracy theories to actual scientific videos. And the ratio is really fucking depressing, man. Because it's... I don't know what it was on... I don't know what it was on his TikTok, but I know that when I looked through his long-form videos, it was like 60-40. It was like a 60-40 split. Which he actually went to like an 80-20 split in the opposite direction after the time where I hypothesize he saw Milo's video, the big 2-parter on Milo's channel. And I'd like to point out that if you went to doing way more science videos after you got called out, that supports the theory that you do it for attention way better. Because people who are addicted to attention typically do not care about the source of the attention, but they just care about the fact that they're getting it at all. And I'd hazard a guess that he is entirely pandering to his audience. Now, the second point I had, the fact that his videos, his conspiracy theory videos, go all the way back to nearly the start of his channel. He didn't start with conspiracy theory videos. What he did start with were science videos. Those science videos, they got views, but they didn't get a lot of views. But as soon as he uploaded his first conspiracy theory video, that's when the views rose. That's when the views rose. Very, very high. And that's when he went back to science videos. Science videos, they did well. They did okay. But they didn't do nearly the amount of reach that his conspiracy video did. And so, as you actually look, because he showed it here, I didn't actually go onto his page on TikTok, but I saw him go from the bottom, kind of scrolling up, and if you actually pay attention to it in this video, you'll notice that he did science videos, did a conspiracy video boomed. Then he did a couple more science videos, he realized those weren't doing well, and then he uploaded a new conspiracy video, and it boomed again. And, yeah, I'd hazard a guess that you do it for attention. You don't care what you're peddling, you just want the attention from it.
My channel, so there really never was a time that I didn't post this style of video. And yes, I used to make a little bit more regular fact videos than I did conspiracy videos because of mere time management. When I first started this page, I posted every day for 4 months straight. One video every single day. That takes time. And newsflash, this might be hard to believe for some people, but research...
Okay, I'd like to point out that one video every single day, it's tricky. It's tricky to find the motivation for that, especially when you're not making money from it. But it is by no means impossible. And yeah, I'd understand, like, research is pretty annoying to do. But I'd like to point out that was the content that you chose, Philip. The content I chose was reactionary. And, yeah, I do some research every now and again, but most of what I do is responses. And you can't come out here and say that the reason why you do, the conspiracy videos more than the science videos, you can't come out here and say that it's because of the amount of research. Because I guarantee you can find, like, a single article about some cool new science news, and you can report on that. And then you can do a couple Google searches to see if it's authentic. That's all you really have to do for a video about some new science news. That's all you have to do. Genuinely. The fact that, because he's about to say it if he hasn't already, he's about to say that the conspiracy theory videos are drastically less research, and that is either because you're not doing enough research to find out that these things are untrue, or you are cherry-picking your results. And that could also very easily be why you have such a hard time researching for your science videos because you want to cherry pick your results. But you found that there are a lot of corroborating arguments with the science videos that, you know, it's hard to find a result that says exactly what you want it to. I'd hazard a guess that that's exactly why. Not to mention, you also get drastically more engagement on the conspiracy theory videos.
For conspiracy videos takes much longer than it does for regular science videos. I used to just not have time to go into these deep dive conspiracy topics as much as I do now since I don't post as often, but I...
Oh, okay, so he was saying the opposite. That's my bad. That's my bad. Once again, reason why it's taking you so long to research these things is because you're cherry picking your results. You haven't found much of any results on your search that actually corroborate your argument, and that is why you're having such a hard time researching for these things. Same argument, just flipped. That's all it is. And once again, this is the content you chose, Philip. You chose content that requires you to actually be honest. That means your research has to be honest. If you're cherry picking your results, that's not honest research, Philip.
I still managed to squeeze them in, even back then, because of my passion for them. Yes, I am genuinely passionate about the mysterious topics I talk about and accept that they may or may not be true. But no.
Much more, you needed a hit of dopamine, and then you uploaded it, because that's what you needed at the time.
I'm definitely just talking about them because I love to lie to millions for views. And this is so much more than just a technical nitpick at these false claims about me. I've always made videos about a slightly more mysterious or conspiratorial nature because they're interesting to me and clearly to many other...
The Stardust video was mysterious to you? You're not very bright, are you, Philip?
Other people as well. That is Phil's Pixel. Things I find interesting that blow my mind that may or may not be true. Sometimes there'll be facts about science, space, technology, math, physics. Other times it'll be a theory that's just fun and thought-provoking to think about while knowing that it may or may not be true. That's the thing.
While knowing that it may or may not be true. The issue here, Philip, is that you are peddling it like it is true, without knowing whether it is or isn't true, according to you. According to what you just said. And the issue, other than that, is that you get all pissy when somebody tells you that it's not true. And then you make videos like this.
These theories require a level of intellectual nuance to watch. Do your own research.
Intellectual nuance? Do you really have that, Philip?
Make your own conclusions, but don't demand to silence others who have different conclusions than your own. Everyone needs to know that these are
You are not being silenced. We are telling you that what you are saying is not true. We don't care if you go out and tell people about it. We want you to tell people that, quote, I don't know if this is true or not, but I find it interesting. You need to have a disclaimer, Philip. You need to have it. And I'm really realizing that this particular frame to pause at is just... Should we take a look at his... Oh, fuck. Should we take a look at his, at his, let's take a look at his, oh, I don't care, shut up. Let's take a look at the thumbnail for this video. Let's videos. Oh man, I'm gonna have to scroll for this, aren't I? Here it is. Here it is. You see that face that he photoshopped onto Milo? Is that the vegan teacher? Is that the face of that vegan teacher? I'm not sure if that's actually Milo's face, a face he made in the video, or if that... Wait, he doesn't wear glasses, does he? I don't think he wears glasses. I think that's that vegan teacher's face that he photoshopped onto Milo's face. See how close that face is to his face in this frame? That's fucking hilarious.
Just theories. They may or may not be true. Hell, the same could even be said about my regular fact video. The idea.
You need to say that it may or may not be true. You can't peddle this shit like it's true, like it is fact, when you haven't done enough research to find out whether or not it is true.
The idea that you are Stardust is technically just a theory. We may currently have more evidence that supports it, which is why we accept it as a fact, but we all...
Okay, here is where he makes a false equivalency to the colloquial... God, I always fuck up that word. The colloquial term, I think that's right, the colloquial term and the scientific term of theory. They are not the same thing. They are not the same definition. A theory in science is... Oh, fuck. Am I gonna fuck up the... I'm gonna say this, and I may be saying the wrong definition, but this is what I understand it as. It is a hypothesis backed by evidence and the scientific method. It is as close to fact as science is capable of proving at that time. Which is why you see a lot of the time what happens... Oh, excuse me. And a lot of what happens in what has happened in history is people completely, like, they're challenging what we already know, and later we find out that that is true. And Philip is going to mention that later in this video, but I'd like to point out that those people were pretty much exonerated because they actually did research into the subject and cared about the truth. You clearly do not care about the truth, and you are just peddling whatever bullshit gets you views. But basically, the reason why science is so close to fact as it is now is because of endless trial and error throughout history.
Also might gain new knowledge, say 100 years from now, that proves it to be wrong. But does that mean we're not allowed to question it right now? Almost everything from...
Yes, we may gain new knowledge in the future that proves these things wrong. But the more that we get more evidence... Hi, Wunjo. My cat came over here and nuzzled my arm. Say hello to Wunjo, everybody. He's named after the Nordic rune of joy. He does not like how I'm holding him right now. Okay, get out of here. But, fuck, what was I saying? Fuck.
From now, that proves it to be wrong. But does that...
Oh, right, yes. Yes, we may, in the future, gain information that says that a lot of what we know is wrong. The issue, Philip, is that we would need more evidence than we already have that disproves the evidence that we have. You can't just come in here with one teeny tiny little piece of evidence, quote, evidence, and say that the entirety of science is wrong. The amount and the magnitude of the evidence that we have for science at this moment, you would need more evidence that disproves all of the existing evidence for that to happen. Which, to put it lightly, is a really, really low chance.
We're not allowed to question it right now. Almost everything from my science facts to my conspiracy videos are just interesting theories. Some theories are more widely accepted, so we call them
that is, yeah, is
facts,
to say, yeah. That is not why scientific theories are considered fact. It's not because they're widely accepted. That is the bandwagon fallacy. We do not operate off of fallacies when it comes to science. The reason why scientific theories are accepted as fact is because they have evidence backing it up. And you'll notice that the way science works, all of the evidence for all of the fields backs up all of the evidence from all of the fields. It's an interwoven, tightly made web of evidence that you can't just disprove one piece of evidence. You have to disprove all of it for it to not be true.
More on that in a bit, because I need to debunk the second, or are we on the third myth about me that's been going around, that I somehow stopped.
The way he said that was just so piss baby annoying.
Up making these science videos in place of only conspiracy videos because they got more views. That's also not true, like, at all. I always have and still continue to this day to make regular science, space, and fun fact videos, even before either of these hit PC.
Well, yeah, because now there are so many fucking scientifically illiterate people who have seen your conspiracy theory videos, that your science videos naturally do well as, like, do a shit ton of engagement as well, because you already have an active fan base who already likes your content. I'd hazard a guess that the amount of science videos you do now is less than the amount you started with, but more than the amount that you had when you were still building up your following.
Is dropped. In fact, less than 40% of my videos of the past few months have been these controversial conspiracy topics. That's right, the majority of the videos that I post to this day are still and always have been these regular science fact videos, which I love.
Majority is bullshit. Majority is bullshit. The only reason he's saying that is because he can confidently say that because during the time that he made this video, he went up in the amount of science videos that he did. You can actually see that on his channel, the dates when the shift happened were like a week or so after Milo's first or second video went up. It's been a while since I did the original video.
I even made a video debunking the moon landing conspiracies at the height of my conspiracy videos last July because I genuinely believe that we landed on.
Yeah, but you also peddle conspiracy theories that by nature say that the moon literally isn't real, as science says it is.
Moon. But maybe we didn't, and I accept that as a maybe, and I don't get angry at people who disagree. This idea that I'm only chasing views, intentionally spreading lies about topics I don't care about nor believe in.
I don't think you're intentionally spreading lies. I think you're intentionally not caring about whether your words are lies or fact. That's the issue here, Philip.
It's just the most blatant.
The issue is that you're peddling all of it, regardless of its truthfulness, as fact. That's the issue, Philip.
An outright lie that I've ever heard. This might be a hard pill for some to swallow, but I am just as passionate about crazy conspiracy theories as I am about fun space facts.
I don't doubt that. What I do doubt is that you don't have... Okay, I'm gonna forego the double negative here because I don't want it to be confusing. I think that you care more about the views than you do about your personal, let's say, interest in these topics. Now, nowadays, you don't have to forego either of them. You can talk about whatever you find interesting, as long as it aligns with what your audience finds interesting. Because you already have a following.
Make a wide variety of content, but I guess people just like to focus on what gets them the most angry, which is why I became the conspiracy guy. I suppose this narrative of me being this...
No, you became the conspiracy guy because you cared that they cared more about the conspiracy shit. Because you saw that people liked it, and so you went and did more of it.
Pure, good-hearted science communicator who only made educational videos, slowly getting corrupted by views.
I think, originally, you did it because of your interest. But once that first boom hit, you saw that and you were like, oh my god, this feels amazing. And so you kept doing it.
And choosing to only spread lies and misinformation for money and clout is just a better story arc than me always being and still being a guy that talks both interesting facts and mysterious theories, which is what I am. Kind of boring, but I guess this story just isn't as appealing as the one of me slowly falling to the dark side, so that one just stuck. Crazy controversial mysteries and theories don't need to be this big evil thing that we need to silence at all costs. They could just be theories that are fun to think about and discuss that we accept may or may not.
Discuss, yes, but there should always be a, there should always be openness to people saying that it's not true.
Be true. And that's the part that seems to bother people so much. That the idea that it may be true is just a complete lie, and we already know the real truth with 100% certainty, and we can't talk about any...
We don't know the real truth with 100% certainty. It's more like a 97%. It's never 100%, Philip. It's never 100%. The issue here is that you're peddling like 13% as a 100%. That's the issue here, Philip. That's the issue.
Anything that goes against it. But what exactly is so harmful and dangerous about alternate history theories that gets people so angry that they demand to have them removed from ever being discussed?
I don't care if it's discussed, Philip. Most people don't care if it's discussed. We want you to have a disclaimer that says, hey, this could be wrong. And quote, I'm saying you, I have not done the research to definitively say it is true. That's what we want you to say, Philip. That's what we want you to say.
Oh, it's because it's harmful to the hundreds of years of research of experts in their fields.
Not hundreds, thousands of years of research in finding out the facts. We have an issue because you are peddling this bullshit in front of widely accepted scientific fact that is backed by a mountain of evidence. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end this video here. I'm gonna end it here. And, yeah. Philip, I think you're full of bullshit. And you should really have disclaimers saying that you haven't done the research if you're admitting that you haven't done the research.